Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our MERN Stack series. This is our e-commerce project, and here we are running all the different applications. So this is our Flipkart clone, and here we are running our Flipkart's front-end server. And here we have admin application, so it is running on a different terminal, and here we have backend application, right? So let me arrange it so you can see it in a better way, right? So here we have three different terminals. This is for first one is for the admin application, second one is for the Flipkart front-end application, and third one is for the backend server, right? So here it is running, and here you can see I have running my admin application on port 4000, and here it is Flipkart on port 3000, right? And our backend server is running on the port 4000. So here I have added lots of Samsung products because I want to display these products on this front-end application, right? Based on the menus. So here you can see I have a list of Samsung products which I have added before starting the video. So I want all of you to also add these products. You can also use Flipkart itself to download the product images and all. What I have done, I can show you here. So I have just in this electronics category I have selected Samsung, and here I have got list of products like latest Samsung mobiles, budget phones below 5000, Samsung mobile under 10k. So I have selected this product. It's open on a different page, and here you can see the couple of images for the product. So you can select any one of them and right click, open image in new tab, and here you'll go, and here you can click just simply save image as, and you can save the image in your system. After saving all the images, you can use this name like Samsung Galaxy J4 Gold 16 price, and we are using description. Sometimes it will be NA, so you simply add NA, right? So here you can see this is our admin application, and I have added lots of Samsung products. Okay, so it will be very helpful for us, so we can see the visuals very easy. So if I will click on this Samsung Galaxy, and you can see I've got this model with the details, more details of the product, like with the images also. And I should remove this Samsung save changes because it is not required. Let's click on another one, and here you can see the description is simply NA. Sometimes it is possible like we don't have description, just NA with a couple of images, right? And the category is Samsung. So like this you can add products, and then we are ready to implement our front end, right? So let me show you first the Flipkart, how it is working. Let's see, let's observe it. So here we have this option electronics, and if you click on this Samsung or any one of them, you'll get that list, right? So that list is here. So it is categories into grouped like latest Samsung mobiles. Then the second group is budget phones below 5000. Third group is Samsung mobile under 10k. So the price will be under 10k, right? There is one more group, Samsung mobile price under 15k, and one more group that is again price under 20k, and then we have got reviews and all, right? So this is what we are going to implement in this video, right? So we will first implement an API to fetch these products based on the menu. So here you can see we have electronics, and if we select Samsung, you can see we have got this / Samsung, right? So this is a slug that is unique also, so we can use slug to fetch all the Samsung products, right? So this is also a category. We have some ID for this category, right? So let's start our implementation for the front end first. So this is our VS Code, and all three application is right now you can see here. So let's first start with a backend part, so we can move, then we can move to the front end, right? So SRC we have that is source folder. Here we have routes, and here we have product.js. So here we have one API that is to create the product, and now we are going to add one more to fetch the product, router.post, and here we're going to say / products instead of products, and colon, and that there we can write slug, so that is actually the slug, and the next will be the controller, and no check any we don't need to add any kind of restriction, right? It's just public API, anyone can see the data. And instead of post, just make it get, because it's like public data, right? So you should make it get. And here we are going to write a controller, so we'll say get products by slug, get products by slug, save. And now let's go to the controller. So here we have our controller, and here we have product.js. Now let's write a controller function that is again exports dot get products by slug request, then response, and this is our controller function, right? And this is our create product function. So here we are going to get the parameter, like so here you can see what we have, / Samsung. So our API will be like API / products / Samsung. So we are going to extract this parameter, right? That is the URL parameter. To fetch the URL parameter, we just have to use the request. We're going to say const. So we are going to say request dot params, and here we are going to say slug, right? This is a slug, and just check this is working or not. So I'm just going to say res dot status 200 to give the response JSON, and we'll simply say slug, right? Save. And now let's check in the Postman. So here it's working or not. So something wrong. Couldn't get the response initial data. Check the backend. Okay, slug get products by slug. Okay, there's an error. We have added something on the routes, that is get products by slug, but we have to also add it. We have to also import it, right? So we can use the require, and here we can say get products by slug. Let's save. Let's go to the Postman again, and now let's send the request. So this is our initial data API, and it is working. It means our backend is working. Now let's go to the next tab. Type will be the get, and then localhost / 2000 / API / products, right, / and let's say Samsung. So this is our slug Samsung. Now let's send the request, and you can see we have got slug Samsung. Let me increase the size so you can see better, right? So we have got Samsung, send, and we have got Samsung, right? So it's working. Now we can work on the controller easily, right? So let's go on the second line. First we have slug, so we have to, and here we have slug, and we have added lots of products with the category ID. So with the help of slug, we can find the ID of the slug, means that is actually the category. So let's import const category equals to require, and here we'll say / models / category, right? Or save. And here you can say category dot find one, because every slug will be unique. So I'm using a function that is find one. It will give you only one record, right? And here we're going to say slug / slug, so it will give the complete slug, right? Next will be execute, and it takes a callback function, right? That's function body, and here it will be error comma category, right? Error comma category. And here we are going to deal with the errors and all. So here we'll deal like if error, then we'll simply say return res dot status, that is 400 dot JSON, and we'll simply print the error, right? Next we are going to handle the category. If it is no error, then we'll simply say rest status 200 dot JSON, and let's see the category. Are we getting any category or not, right? And let's remove this line. Save. Now let's go to the Postman, let's send the request, and okay, we have got the category, and we have got the ID name slug. So we don't need everything, we just need ID, right? Okay, so here you can also specify like dot select, and here you can say underscore ID, right? And now send the request, and here you can see we have got ID, right? And next thing what we can do, we have the product also, product model over here, we have already imported. Okay, you can see the product, and now let's use a product dot find, and here okay, first we have to add something like if category. If category is like some object, then it is fine. Otherwise otherwise it will be null. If it is null, it means it is false, right? Now if it is not null, it is some object, then it means definitely it is an category, right? Next we are gonna say category colon category dot underscore ID to match it, and then we can say we can fetch all the products with the category Samsung ID, right? And next we are gonna say execute, and it takes a callback, and here we're going to say error comma products, and now let's check the result. Are we getting all the products or not? So here we're going to say products, save, check your postman, send the request, and initially it is slow, then after it will work fine. So we have got all the Samsung products, right, with the different prices. Next what we can do, here we have list of complete products, right? So instead of simply giving this products, let's see the Flipkart, and you can imagine, so here we have different groups, right? We have budget phones that is under 5k, we have phones under 10k, we have phones under 15k. So we are going to fetch we are going to give a response something like that. Okay, so here we're going to say products. Okay, that is fine. So here we are going to say simply the products first. Okay, next we are going to use products by price, products by price. Okay, and price range, anything is fine, right? Next here we're going to say another object, and in this case here we are going to say under 5k. So this is going to be the products which is 5,000 or less than 5,000, right? So where simply we have all the lists, right? We don't need to pass a query to fetch the 5,000 the products which has price for 5,000. Once we have the products, then we have to return all the products, as well as we can group them over here, right? So products dot find, no, not find, will its products is an array, right? As you can see, it's an array. So we can use a filter function, right? That is a JavaScript function. So here you can use filter, it will give an array. Here you can say the product dot price, product dot price less than equals to 5,000, right? This is one. Second, under 10k, under 10k, here we're gonna say same thing, products dot filter, and then product dot price, that should be greater than equals to 5,000, greater than 5,000 actually, because we are getting 5k products over here, right? So greater than 5,000, and product dot price less than equals to 10,000, right? And let's copy this line. So here we have 10k, then let's have 15k, and here we're going to say greater than 15,000 and less than equals to, sorry, greater than 10,000, okay, and less than equals to 15,000, right? Then we have 20k, product under 20k, products dot filter, product price that is greater than 15,000 and less than equals to 15,000. Sorry, it should be 20,000, right? That should be 20,000. Price greater than 15,000, less than equals to 20,000. So all the products which has price above 15,000 and less than 20,000. Here we are going to say 30,000. So 30k, 20, 30, and product price greater than 20,000 and less than equals to 30,000, right? So we'll fetch like that, and rest of the product will have in this product side. If there is any products above 30,000, then we are going to get in this error, right? So this is just for the show purpose. Let's save this, and this is the products data, right? If error, then we'll handle it. Let's copy this, save, right? If products dot length greater than 0, then we are going to return this, right? Save. Let's go to the Postman, send the request, and here you can see what we have: products. So this is the full array with all the products, right? So that's what we have. And next you can see, just scroll. Okay, here you can see the products by price, and inside this we have under 5k. So we have no product which has less price, less than 5,000, right? But we have products, the price which is under 10k, right? Under 10,000 and above 5,000. So here you can see the price, that is 7,000. Next product, you can see the price 6,990. Next product price is 8,000, and like this we have under 15k, and here is the price is 13,000. Next we have the price 10,000, and like this we have 14,000. So that is for under 15k. Like this we have got our response, right? Now let's this API is done, right? We are simply going to work add this API in the front-end application. So let's close everything. Let's go to the Flipkart clone, and let's go to the src. Here we have containers, here we have home page. Okay, let's go to the app.js, and instead of directly rendering this home page, we are going to add a React router so we can create pages, right? So from react router DOM, and here we are going to say, sorry, react router router, sorry, it is sorry React router DOM. Here it is going to be browser router as a router. Then next we are going to add include route and also switch, right? So this is a basic thing for routing, and here we have this. We'll say we'll say router. Next we have switch, and then we'll say route, right? We'll take this home page, remove this, and here we're going to say path / component, that is home page, right? And the first component will be exact, so it will render the exact page. Okay, then the next item will be just after this. So let's go and check this. So here we have got a / and it is still working fine, right? So what is the problem? Compiled. Okay, so it worked. I don't know why it was hanging. Okay, now let's go and check once more. So it is working fine. We have got our electronics product for the /. Next, we are going to add one more page for the product list, right? So here inside the containers, we are going to create a page that is product list, products list page, or just product list page, right? And here we are going to create a file that is index.js, right? Product list page index.js. Let's create the functional component, and here we can say product list page, and let's check this working or not. So let's go to the app.js, let's copy this route, and it is going to be a category, or actually the slug is better. that's slug, and here you can see the product list page, right? And you can see it's imported, so let's get it down so all the pages will be together, right? Save. And now let's remove the exact also from here, and now let's go to the Chrome, and you can see electronics, and we have got product list page. So this is working fine, right? Now let's also create the layout. Okay, so we don't need to repeat this thing. Whatever we have in the home page, we don't need to repeat this, right? So let's add a layout inside the components. We'll create a folder, layout, and inside the layout we'll create a file that is index.js, and let's create RFC, and here you can say layout, and let's use a fragment, and inside this we are gonna say header. Next we are gonna say menu header, right? So both are here, React header and then menu header, right? Save. Now add the children, so whatever contents we want to display we can add here, props.children. Save. Now let's go to the first home page, and let's use layout. So you're gonna say layout, and here I'll say home page, right? Okay, let's go to the home page. Let's remove the Samsung, and here we have got our home page, right? And next we have a product list page, right? So let's go to the product list page and remove this layout, and here is product list page. Save. And let's click electronics, Samsung, and we have got our product list page. Okay, so now let's go and work on the other things. And here you can see we have home page, product list page. So actually we are going to create an action first. So here we have category.action. We are going to create a action file that is for the product.action.js. Here we have product.action.js, and let's create the action. So we'll say export const, and we'll say here get products by slug, and here we're going to pass slug as an argument. Next we're going to return asynchronous function, so we'll say async dispatch will be the argument, and here we can call, right? We'll say simply const and res response await, and let's add Axios, and here it is added Axios instance. Let's make it Axios. Okay, so here we'll say Axios dot, it's a get request, right? And API /products/slug, so that is slug, and it's a get request, right? Let's close this, console.log, and see the response. Are we getting any response or not, right? So here we have get products by slug. Let's copy, and now let's go to the container file, home list page index.js, and here we're going to call here we are going to dispatch an action, right? Format the document, also add a use effect. Okay, so we can we can dispatch of action. There's a callback, and it will execute after the render. So once render got completed, then we can execute this use effect method. Also import the dispatch, use dispatch. Here we're going to say use dispatch to dispatch an action. This is the hook to dispatch an action. So here we're going to say dispatch, and here we're going to say get all get products by slug. Okay, and here get product by slug added. Also let's add it via actions. So let's remove this, save, and let's go to the action. Let's go to the index.js file, and now let's export asterisk from. Here we're going to say product action, right? Save. Now let's go to the action product list page, and here we are dispatching get slug, and it is a function, so we have to call it, right? So there we have everything, right? Let's save and now see the action in the browser. Let's go to the inspect, click on the console, and here we can say we have category. Let's reload the application. After reloading, you can see we have got data, that is category list. Okay, now let's navigate to the Samsung, right? And again we have got a response that is for the category list, and we haven't called it, right? Undefined. Okay, we need to pass. Here you can see the API localhost 2000 / API, right? But it is undefined. We have to pass the slug. So here we have props. This is our product list container page, right? So in the props we can find this Samsung. So here you can see okay, let's go here and let me show you how it looks. So you can see the console.log props. Okay, if you do the log props, okay, you can check here. Okay, let's reload it again, and here you can see the data, right? And here you can see the props. So this is the props with the argument with the property like history, location, match. Within the match we have params, within the params we have slug. So this is what we have added in the route. You can check, so you can go to the app.js, and here this is our slug, and that's name. You can compare it here. So that's a slug Samsung, right? We have to add that one. So let's go to the product list page, and here we have to extract the match. So we'll say const, and here we're going to say props, and it is, so what it is match, right? So it is match props.match, and here we're going to say match dot params dot slug, match dot params dot slug. Now let's save this, let's go and check, and here we have got two response. Let's see the first one. Okay, that is for the products, and that is a 16 total 16 products I have. Okay, and another is the products by price, and you can see under 5k I have empty array, under 10k I have 3 products, under 15k I have 4 products, under 20k I have 4 products, under 30k I have 4 products, right? Now let's go and create the reducer, right? Before that we have to dispatch action for the reducer. Let's go, and here we have to check if res dot status, that is triple equals to 200. So that's what we are sending from the backend, and let's remove this, and here we're going to say dispatch, and we have to create some constants. So let's create the constant. We'll say export const product constants, and next here we're going to say get underscore products, get products underscore by underscore slug, right? And let's copy this and let's paste over here, right? Let's save, and now let's go to the product action dispatch, and here we're going to say type, sorry, try catch, not try catch, type. We'll say product constants dot get products by slug. Next we are going to add a payload, right? Say payload. We'll add request success and failure later. Let's first get the response payload, and here we're going to say res dot data. So actually we have two data here, and this is console log twice, right? But it is called once only, so that is not a worry. Just it is logged twice, but it is not a 2 times call. So here we have a data, and here we have products and products by price. So we'll simply say res dot data in the payload, right? So here payload res dot data, right? Save. In the else case we obviously will dispatch some errors, right? So here we're going to say type, and we don't have any error handling part, so I will comment it for now. Okay, save, and we'll see our response, right? Okay, looks fine. Let's check in the state. and here we have only categories, right? So we have dispatch, but we have to use the reducer. Let's go to the reducer and create a file that is for the reducer, product.reducer.js, and let's add that reducer over here, and here we'll say product.reducer, okay, twice. Here we're gonna say product, right? Let's copy product reducer and let's add over here, say product and product reducer, save, and let's go to the product reducer and write the state. So we'll say initial state is going to be products, right? So that is going to be an empty array. Next, products by price, right? That is for the home page when we will select something on from the list, from the menu, right? And here we can say under 5k, okay. I'm creating similar properties like what we have in the response. Under 10k, next we have under 15k, next we have under 20k, next we have under 30k, okay, and it should be k, right? So this is our initial state, no data. Then we'll say export default with state equals to initial state and then action, right? And here we're going to say switch, and we'll say action dot type, right? We'll say case products constant get underscore products by slug. Next we are going to have state, it's spread the existing state, right? It will be 3 dots. Next we are going to have products, so we'll say action dot payload dot we'll say products, right? And next we have products by price, right? Products by price, and this is an object, and here we'll simply say action dot payload dot products by price, right? And we'll simply spread this. Now break the statement, break the case. Okay, next we are going to return the state, right? Save, and now let's go to the application, and here let's check the state. So window.restore.get state, and here we have products, and here we have all 16 products together, and here we have products by price with under 5k, 10k, 15k, 20k, 30k, right? So it's working fine. Now this time we have to render this product, right? When we'll select Samsung, then we are going to get all the Samsung products over here, exactly like this, right? So we have to work with CSS, right now. So let's interesting part is here. So product list, and we have product list. So here I'm going to create a simple so here we have a card, right? Let's see this. So here we have a card with a title that is Samsung while under 10k, with the some couple of products, right, with the price details under 10k. Now let's go and write div, that is for the card. We'll say class name that is equal to card. Next we are going to have okay, header, so we'll say div, that is class name again, that is for a card header. Inside this card header we have title and view all, right? So here we're gonna say div, and here we're gonna say Samsung, just a hard code, right? Samsung mobile under 10k. Next we are going to have a button. Okay, so here we'll say button, that is view all, right? So we can see all the products. And next we have a body with the list of products, right? So we'll say div, and one for the, again a div, that is for the single product, and first one is for the whole product. So here we can say class name, that is for product container, right? And okay, that is product container. Next we have for the image, right, we'll say div class name, that is for product img container. Next we are going to have img, that is src. Okay, so here we need to add an address, right? You can get a sample image from here. Let's copy this one, an image in new tab. Let's copy this and let's paste over here. That is for the Samsung. Also don't forget to add alt, otherwise you'll get a warning in the console. Okay, that is for the product. Next we are going to have okay, let's go here and price, ratings and price. Okay, name, rating and price. So next div, this is another group with the name, right? Here we can say div, that is for name, Samsung 4GB phone, whatever it is. Okay, and next we have ratings. That is span, and here we're going to say 4.3 or any number, it's fine. Again a span. Next we have any number like this much rating. Again we have a price, say div, and then price, so anything is fine. 5,000 for now. This is hard coded, right? So let's save and see the output. So it is like without CSS. Here it is like Samsung and all, right? We have to apply CSS over here. So let's create a CSS file, style.css, and now let's import the CSS file over here. So we'll say import style.css. Save it. Now let's go to the style CSS. First we have card, right? So we're going to say card, and here we're going to say width. So here you can say this is taking the whole width, right? So I will also take the whole width 100%, but I will, instead of taking 100% width, there is some space also, almost like 5 pixel or 10 pixel like that. So here we're going to say cal c 100% width, but subtract 20 pixel margin, 20 pixels that I will use for the margin, right? They'll say the margin from top and bottom 0, from left right 10 pixel. Okay, that 20 pixel used here. And next we are going to say the border, that is 1 pixel, solid hash CECC like a gray. And then we'll say box hyphen shadow, that is 0 0 and 2 pixel minus 2 pixel, and then gray color. Right, save, and you can see the output. So how it is gonna look like that. Okay, now let's work on also add a margin from top and bottom, say 10 pixel. Okay, fine. Now let's work on the header. Next we have header, right? Index.js. If you want to skip this, you can also find this component as a component in my web script page. I haven't created a post for it, but I will create post after this video, right? Let's create header and let's go to style.css, card header, and here we're gonna say display, that is flex, right? And justify content will be space between. Save and see the output. So this is Samsung Mobile 10K, and this is we all here. Also will apply a margin from top and bottom 10 pixel, from left right 20 pixel. Save, and not margin, padding is better because we want to apply also border bottom. Okay, so we'll say border hyphen bottom 1 pixel, solid hash CECC. Save, and here we have got our border, right? Kind of same, we have to give a more space actually. Top and bottom 20 pixel, left right let's see. Okay, so here we have got top and bottom 20 pixel. We'll apply font and then you can see the result, right? Next we have product image, right? Let's go to the index.js file, and here we have product container. Let's copy this, style.css, product container, and here we're going to say width 200 pixel and 200 pixel, that's it. Next we have next we have product image container, right? Let's go, and you can copy this product image container, and then product image container, and let's copy this also because that is inside the product container, right? Product image container, and here we're going to say width, that is 150 pixel for the image. Height is going to be 150 pixel, sorry, 150 pixel. Overflow is going to be hidden, right? Next, let's again copy this and paste over here. Then we have img, and here we're going to say max hyphen width, that is 100%, max hyphen height, that is again 100%, and object fit, that is content. Okay, now see the result. So it is like that, and we want this item to be center, right? So image is an inline element, so if we apply text hyphen align, that is also work, right? And you can see now it is in the center. Now we want all of these text will be in the center, right? So index.js, and here we can give a class name equals to product info. Let's save, copy, and let's go to the style.css, and here you can see product info, and here you can see the text hyphen align, that is center, font hyphen size, that is 12 pixel, save. So here we have got something like that, and this image is not in the center. Product image container text line center. Okay, got it. Here we have product image container, that is with 150 pixel, but we have given product container with 200 pixel. So obviously we need to give a margin over here, margin top and bottom 0, left right will be auto, right? And here you can see now it is in the center, right? Then we have Samsung 4GB phone, and then the rating. Okay, and what we have, rating and the numbers, that is okay, that's 53353. okay, that is no space actually, percent norm breaking space. Let's go, and you can see the space, right? Next we have price, that should be bold. So here we can see the class name equals to product price. Let's copy product price, copy, and let's go to the style sheet, and here we're going to say product price, font size, that is going to be 14 pixel, font hyphen weight, that is going to be bold, and margin, that is going to be top and bottom 5 pixel, left right 0, and it is like that. What for the title, we are going to have some space, right? So for index.js, and here we have title, and here the style, how it is going to look, price, give a space, style, margin, from top and bottom 5 pixel, left right 0, and it's going to look like that. So when we'll add all the products, then it is going to look much better, and when we'll apply the font color and size, then it is going to be awesome, right? So this is how, this is this basic concept, right? Now let's go and use our state information to render the product. So let's go and write the state const. Here we're going to say the product. Here it is use selector, sorry, use selector, and here we're going to say state, and then state dot product, right? Save, and you can see use selector is imported from the React Redux. Next, what do we have to do? This is the layout, right? So here we're going to say so here we are going to loop through the items, right? So here we have product dot products. Okay, so that actually you can see if you go to the product reducer, this is an object, right? And we can use map function for array only. So what we can do, we have a shortcut. So here instead of using product price products by price directly, we can use an object object dot keys, and here we can say the product dot products products by price. Okay, hopefully the spelling is correct. So it is going to give you an array with the list of keys, right? And then I can say the map function, and here I can say I am getting key that is under 10k, under 5k, under 20k, and index. Next, here we are going to get something, the body of the function, and we are going to return an JSX, right? JSX element. And inside this JSX, we are going to copy this complete thing. So let's copy this, and let's remove the space. Let's paste over here. Okay, now format the document. So this is under card, and this is the things which is going to be same for all the card. And this is something this is going to be display flex, and this is something, this is the single product, right? So here I'm gonna say again one more time, map function. So here we have key, right? So we can use this key. So we can say here product dot products by price, and here that's an object. We can use a key, and you can say the map function, and here you can say the product and this final item, right? Let's copy this, cut from here and paste over here, right? And again format the document, right? So let's give it some space over here, save, and let's keep it Samsung under 10k. Okay, and here we are going to replace the image first. So let's go and remove the image, and here we're going to say product dot that is product pictures, right? This is what we have in our database, product pictures 0, that is an array, and we can select a single image, right? And then we have name. So here we can say product dot name. Now let's go, and here this is we don't have yet rating and all, we haven't created it yet, so we'll create later. And now we can display price, product dot price, and let's keep the indentation, save, and let's go and check the final output. And here you can see I'm getting some products, but not the image. Okay, we'll see what is the issue. Let's first thing what you have to do, this is a parent div where I'm rendering all the products, right? So this should be display flex, so it will be in a row. First thing, style display, that is flex, save, right? And under 5k, this first one, it is written 10k, this is hard coded, but the first one is for the 5k products, and I don't have any products. But next you can see we have products that is under 10k, 7,000, 6,900, but I'm not getting the image. Okay, there is some problem. And what is the issue? Let's go and check in the Postman. What is the issue? So we have product pictures. Let's copy this, product dot product pictures, that's an array, and the first element, obviously the first image I want to display, and dot img, right? Oh, that is direct image, right? We have to use a function we have created in the admin app, so that is get public that is get public URL, generate public URL, sorry, that is generate public URL. And here you can pass something as an argument, and you can find we have already copied that file. You can check here in the URL config, that is generate public URL, and in the product list we are using that function generate public URL, and it is also imported from the URL config, right? Now let's save and check your page. So this is what we have added for the first time when we were creating the products. We have added logos, right? So that's why I'm getting this logo image in here, but you can see the rest of the product. So that is coming very well, and this you can see it is looking we just need to adjust style little bit. So let's adjust it right now. It's, you can see this phone image touching the edge, right? This is also touching the edge, so we just need to apply a little bit of margin around the image. So you can go and here we have product image container, right? And let's go to the style.css, and here we have product image container, margin from top and bottom, let's say a 5 pixel, and that's a couple of space, or you can apply 10 pixel also. Okay, that's cool. 10 pixel is great. Next we have we can also apply the space from left and right, right? So that is for the product container, right? Copy and find it. So product container with 200 pixel, and you can see the margin from top and bottom 0, but from left right 10 pixel, and this is looking nice. Here we have price 7,000. So you can see we have this comma, and we have this symbol that is for INR rupees. So you will use a library for this comma, okay, from the React, that we can solve the problem. We haven't created the for the ratings, so that's why I'm hard coded over here, that is 4.3 and all. That is the CSS. We can do it very easily, right? That is not a big deal. This is what the big deal to render these items, and we have successfully grouped and rendered. So here you can see we have the items for the 5k. We don't have any single item with a cost of 5,000, but we have couple of items with the price less than 10,000, right? So that's 7,000, 6,000, 8,000. Next we have 15,000, right? So that is 13,000, 10,000, 14,000, 14,000. Next we have 15,000, between 15,000 and 20,000. So you can see the 17,000, 19,000, 17,000, 17,000. And then finally we have between 20,000 and 30,000. So you can see the price 30,000, 22, 25, 23. So this is grouped, right? We have to change the title. Okay, the Samsung is we can get from the props, right? And price we have to use our key, right? You can go index.js, and here we are displaying that. So here first replace the Samsung. Here you can see the props dot match dot params dot slug, right? And you can see there is no change in the output. That is actually Samsung, right? If you select something else, let's say iPhone, and you can see we have got iPhone, and we don't have a single product iPhone. That's why everything is empty. So we'll handle it. We can show like we don't have right now iPhone items, but we have Samsung, right? Here we can show the Samsung items. Now let's change this 10k and 20k, 15k, whatever it is. So here it is Samsung under 10k, right? So what we can do, so this is where we are rendering it, right? Key, so here we can create a state. We'll say price range set price range use state. Actually, instead of using state, we can simply use a variable. It is not a problem because I'm going to hardcode right now over here. So that's an object, and here we can see under 5k the value will be like 5,000. Next we are going to have under under 10k the value will be 10,000. Next we have under 15k the value will be 15,000, and under 20k the value will be 20,000, and under 20k under 30k the value will be 30,000, right? Hopefully everything is correct. 5k, 10k and 15k, 20k, 30k, the value or the respected values are given, right? So here we have price range, and we don't need to set it, right? And instead of 10k we're going to say over here we'll say price range, and it's an object, so we can use square bracket, and then key. So when we say key that is under 5k, then we can get the value 5000, right? Now let's go and check. So here we have Samsung mobile under 5000, Samsung mobile under 10,000, and Samsung mobile under 15,000. So all the products less than above 10,000 and less than 15,000. And here we have got 70,000. In the next video I will do all the styling, like this button styling. And if we click on this view all, you can see if we click on this view all, we are going to get the same list of products whatever we have seen, but in this format, as well as we will have more number of products. So you can see the same in the same price range, like between 10 and 15,000. There are a couple of pages. You can see the page 1 of 8. There are till pages like from 1 to 8, and there are more products in the same range. So we are going to display like that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Have a great day.